Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This video tells you everything you need to know about the newly released 2021 IPL fantasy game. I will explain in detail the changes made from last season and provide you with some important tips as well. Please subscribe to the channel if you find the video informative. Let's get started. First, we will talk about the things that are the same from the last season's fantasy game. The objective of the game remains the same. You have to pick 11 cricket players in your team within a budget of 100 credits. The number of overseas or foreign players should be 4 or less. So, that would make it a maximum of 7 Indian and 4 foreign players at any given time. Also, you can only pick a maximum of 7 players from a single IPL team. As good as it sounds, you cannot get all 11 players from your favorite team to score points for you in fantasy. Next comes the restriction that you can only pick 1 to 4 wicketkeepers, 3 to 6 batsmen, 1 to 4 all-rounders, and 3 to 6 bowlers. So, you can't have all 11 all-rounders in your team as the minimum criteria for wicketkeepers, batsmen, and bowlers will not be met. Fantasy points are awarded to players based on their performance in a game. You get points for batting, bowling, and fielding, which includes wicket-keeping. Negative points are also awarded based on batsman's strike rate and bowler's economy rate. You can choose a player to captain and vice-captain your team every game. Your captain receives 2 times the points that he originally gets, and the vice-captain receives 1.5 times the points. Choose your captain and vice-captain wisely, as this will give you an advantage. Coming to the next important thing on how to make transfers, you have a total of 120 transfers over the course of the entire tournament. You can use 110 transfers during the group stage and 10 for the 4 playoff games. You can also make 1 free uncapped transfer for every match, which we will cover in detail in the later part of this video. To set your team initially, you will be given unlimited transfers before the start of the tournament's first game. After the game starts, all the transfers you do will be deducted from the allotted 110 for the group stages. You get unlimited transfers again after the group stages to pick the players from teams which made the playoffs. Transfer count will not carry forward from the group stage to the playoffs. So, use all your 110 transfers before the start of the first playoff game. Last but not least, you can make unlimited captain and vice-captain changes for every game. So, what's new this year? There are 3 boosters or trump cards that every fantasy team can use. Very important to remember that you can only use these boosters once for the whole tournament, and once you click on that apply button, you cannot cancel it or change it. First one is the triple impact. You can choose any player in the team to get 3 times the points in a single match. For suppose, Chris Gayle has got 100 points in a game against RCB, and if you have used this booster on him, he will get you 3 times 100, that is 300 points alone in that game. Next one is the super transfer. You can make unlimited transfers in a match. That means you can change your whole team without any restrictions for 1 game in the whole tournament. Your old team will then come back to you for the next game again. This is similar to free hit chip in the Fantasy Premier League. The last one is the double up booster. With this, you can double the total points that you would receive from a particular game. For example, in a game between RCB and CSK, you have received a total of 400 points with 5 players playing for you. If you use this booster before the game, your total points from this game would be doubled, which makes it 800. The next interesting thing is the return of a free uncapped transfer for every game. An uncapped player is a player who has never represented India in a test match or a T20 or a one-day international before this year's IPL. So, you can transfer in 1 uncapped player for free every game, which doesn't count towards your 120 transfers. Also, note that there is no restriction on whom you are transferring out for an uncapped player. Some notable uncapped players are listed in here. These players have high chances of regularly playing in their respective teams compared to other uncapped players. Next is the match-level transfers. In the previous editions, if there are 2 games on a Saturday or a Sunday, you were supposed to make transfers and choose captains for both the games before the first game starts. But, this year, you can make transfers for each game and choose your captain and vice-captain for each game as well. This will eliminate the confusion of match days. For example, if RCB vs RR and CSK vs MI are scheduled to play on Saturday back-to-back, you should be able to make transfers for RCB vs RR first, including your captain and vice-captain, and then once the deadline for RCB vs RR is over, you can make the next set of transfers for the CSK vs MI game. I hope this video has helped you prepare for the IPL Fantasy League this year. I have done individual team fantasy previews on which players to consider and avoid from each IPL team. Feel free to check out those videos on my channel and good luck for the season ahead.